They're still telling people to do this. They're still presenting the ridiculous basis of all of the premise of all of this rioting. Donald Trump is divisive, right? Donald Trump is a racist. No. The Obamas were far more racist and far more divisive than Donald Trump. And for the one Obama that's still in public life, Michelle Obama, she's making that abundantly clear. Michelle Obama now has a podcast. Everybody's got a podcast. Everybody these days has a podcast. Michelle has a podcast in which recently she said that white people do not acknowledge that non-white people even exist. Take a listen.
I've had it several times where I've presented to members of my team, people that I've worked with, peers, go downstairs in the elevator, go out to lunch, and they walk right by you on the street. You're standing in line next to them at Sweetgreen, and they look right through you. They assume they don't know you. They have no use for you. And yet you just help solve their legal problem or help make them some money or save them some money. But then when you're out in the world, you're just an invisible person.
What is she saying here specifically? She's saying, people that I would work with didn't want to socialize with me outside of work. It must be because they're racist. It must be because they're bigots. You ever think maybe it's you? You ever think maybe you are a little unlikable? You ever think that you are this woman who says, I've never loved my country, I've never been proud of my country until it elected my husband? You who are saying all white people are racist because they don't see black people who speak in these awful divisive tones. You ever think maybe it's you? Maybe it's not the color of your skin, it's just that you're not likable. You're not a likable person because you're contemptuous of everybody else. No, that's not possible, right? She goes beyond work. She talks about this experience she had, this great slight she had as First Lady in an ice cream shop that proves systemic racism.
When the girls were little, this is when I was First Lady. Mm-hmm. I am Michelle Obama, yes, the First Lady of the United States.
Of America.
Of America. And we had just finished taking the girls to a soccer game. We were stopping to get ice cream. And there was a line. And once again, when I'm just a black woman, I noticed that white people don't even see me. They're not even looking at me. So I'm standing there with two little black girls, another black female adult. They're in soccer uniforms. And a white woman cuts right in front of us to order. Like she didn't even see us. So I stepped up and I said, excuse me. I said, you don't see us, four people standing right here. You just jumped in line. She didn't apologize. She never looked me in my eye. She didn't know it was me.
Does anybody seriously believe that while Michelle Obama was the First Lady of the United States, someone didn't recognize her at the ice cream shop around where she lives? Does anybody seriously believe that? No, of course not. So what does this amount to? What is the scene? They're in an ice cream shop and they're waiting somewhere, and then someone goes ahead in line. And then Michelle Obama says, hey, I'm waiting here. And then the woman backs away, but doesn't, talk to her or anything, doesn't look at her. Has that ever happened to you, regardless of the color of your skin or anything like that? Anyone ever accidentally cut you in line? Or maybe you're in a shop and they're not sure, are you waiting for your order or have you ordered yet and someone goes ahead of you? Has that ever happened? Of course, it happens all the time. I'm not saying every time you go into a restaurant or a shop or an ice cream shop, but a lot of the time. Have you ever cut someone accidentally? Yeah, I have. I did it like 2 weeks ago. And then let's say that person you cut, this woman who makes damn well sure I'm the First Lady of the United States of America. I'm the First Lady, Michelle Obama. I'm so important. I'm so wonderful. Listen to my podcast. Read my book, all about me, my favorite subject. You think maybe you might be a little intimidated? You might not be the most gregarious person there. Maybe you don't make eye contact when you're talking to one of the most powerful people in the world. Is that possible? No, it can't be. Just a slight. Not a personal slight, it's a racial slight. Because they're all racist. Because they're all out to get you, Michelle. Michelle Obama, the greatest victim in the history of the world. Michelle Obama, the rich, famous, beloved, former First Lady of the United States, after this horrible racist nation elected her husband president twice because of how racist it is. He sure fooled them. Oh man, they didn't realize he's a black guy. Because they're so racist, they would never elect a black guy, right? They would never give her zillions of dollars to read her stupid book or listen to her stupid podcast. Oh, no, wait a minute. The reality is completely the opposite. Completely the opposite. Doesn't matter, though. This grievance narrative, man, that sure sells books. Talk to Robin DiAngelo. Talk to the white fragility people or any of these other race hustlers. It sells a lot. This grievance thing sells a lot of books. And so that's what we focus on. Rather than have gratitude for our country, which Abraham Lincoln famously tells us in the Lyceum Address is the only way that we're going to preserve our country, is to have gratitude and reverence for our founding, for our institutions. Even the greatest beneficiaries of those institutions and of that founding, and in this country, some of the most powerful, privileged people in the entire country, they tear it down. You know, it sells better. It feels so good to do that. I hope you enjoyed that short segment from the Michael Knowles Show. Be sure to check out the full episode linked in the description or download the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts.